A few months ago, I started hearing national neocon fake conservative talk show hosts whose jobs are to deny the North American Union, deny the New World Order, deny the CFR, deny that Fox News and Roger Ailes are behind Hillary Clinton, fundraising and consulting for her. Doesn't matter if that's been in New York papers 3 years ago. We told you 5 years ago. Their job is to neutralize conservatives to be sure and get through the global corporate agenda, which is the total stripping and looting financially of this nation. Their job is to cover up Halliburton moving to Dubai, Cheney moving to Dubai, Cheney dumping his dollars last year. Their job is to cover up the fact that Bush ordered Congress to not go after Bill Clinton when he left office for Pardongate. They're all together, they're all in bed, and they just call anybody who isn't for warmongering and open borders and New World Order liberals. Mr. Bush has more than doubled the size of the federal government, tripled the size of the BATF, and campaigned for the assault weapons ban. It's you, mister, that aren't a conservative. And as Gandhi said, the truth goes through several stages. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they attack you, then you win. Another philosopher said, to paraphrase, that truth goes through 3 stages. First, it is universally ridiculed. Then it is attacked, and then it is accepted as fact. And we're now entering into the area, according to all the scientific polls and non-scientific polls, of over 80% of the American people believing that the government's lying about 9/11, and depending on which poll you look at, 37% to 68% believing that it is a total inside job. So we can safely say that more than half the public believes it may be an inside job, and 84% in the highest scientific polls, Angus and Reid and others, believe they're being lied to about it. And just a few weeks ago at an in-game premiere here in Austin, Texas, in my speech I said, we are winning the fight. They're going to get mean. They're going to get vicious. They're going to move into their final phase of attacking us. And that's because I'd already heard national talk show hosts saying 9/11 truthers are violent. 9/11 truthers are evil. 9/11 truthers are the type of people that'll bomb things. 9/11 truthers are the type of people that need to be arrested. 9/11 truthers are aiding Al-Qaeda. 9/11 truthers are aiding our enemies. And then Glenn Beck did it several times on his TV show. We've aired that here, saying we're very dangerous. We're the types that are like McVeigh. O'Reilly's been saying it for months with no evidence. That'd be like if I got up on air and said, Bill O'Reilly is very, very dangerous. He's very, very violent. He's aiding Al-Qaeda. He's helping terrorists. And something needs to be done about him. That would just be an unbelievable lie. To claim he's violent and to claim that he's aiding terrorists and just out of the blue, just to say it. I could truthfully get up here and say, he's reportedly a pervert, sexually harassing employees, and that's why he's so obsessed with perverted stuff on his show while he talks bad about it. But again, that's a side issue. This is a guy who made it up that some professor was a terrorist in Florida, and the guy got arrested for over a year and tried and was found not guilty and had his life ruined. And O'Reilly brags on TV that he engineered all that and that he's hooked in with the feds. And he just gets up on TV like judge, jury, and executioner, like the Grand Inquisitor, and just says, seize that man. Well, he's up there every week now saying that 9/11 truth is violent and dangerous, when we've done nothing violent, we've done nothing. Again, we know it's a script that they're following. Then simultaneously on our message boards, on the We Are Change message boards, people will go in and say violent things posing as 9/11 truthers, and then within seconds of it being posted at the stamp time, we can go to the, quote, 9/11 debunking sites, 9/11 truth debunking sites, and they had posted it within seconds, which, again, shows simultaneous coordination. They or their cronies are doing it, and then watching, knowing we're going to pull it, and then posting it and saying, look, they're calling for violence. Now, I have sources. And a few weeks ago, I got warnings, and now they've become specific. I'm not at liberty to get into it because the sources won't let me, but I've independently verified this, that the feds are trying to target, and of course they're liaisoning with their talking point people who are pre-putting out the story, that 9/11 Truth is terrorist and planning terror attacks. and that, I mean, this is just incredible. This would be like if I got up and said Bill O'Reilly is. It's just totally made up. But remember what Nixon did. Remember what they did before Nixon got in. They would go, the FBI would detonate a stick of dynamite in the mudflats north of San Francisco in the hills, and northwest there, no, northeast there, and then they would just go arrest peace activists and say they were behind it. You saw just a few months ago at the Monticello meeting in Canada, in Ottawa, in the capital, where it was cops dressed up like anarchists with rocks hitting other cops in WWF staged events. The cop would kneel his head down, and the cops would run over and hit him, and then we noticed they were wearing the same boots, and then it came out that they staged their arrest, and then they had to admit, yes, we were provocateuring, yes, it was fake. See, they wanted to be able to attack that peaceful crowd, which they did, so they had 4 cops dressed up, running around like anarchists, attacking peaceful people and cops. It was all staged. I mean, they're being caught, again, staging terror themselves, staging provocations themselves. And this isn't the 1960s or 70s where there wasn't YouTube and Google and where there wasn't thousands of independent magazines and newsletters. This isn't a day and age where you guys can get away with your 1960s, 1970s operations. So I say go ahead and try to frame people. Go ahead and try to set people up. Go ahead and try to intimidate everybody. Go ahead and do what you criminal murderers do. It isn't going to work. And the answer for 9/11 Truth is to re-triple our efforts, not just redouble, and to confront more and more politicians and more media people, and to bring up 9/11 being an inside job and just intensify. They are panicking right now. When I watched Tucker Carlson a few weeks ago, on his show, he was scared. I mean, he looked freaked out, and he said, I don't want to even think about it being an inside job. He said, oh my goodness, the large portion of Americans believe this. They're taking over. No one believes the government and the media anymore. And the 2 analysts he had, one from the Washington Post, one from MSNBC, said, we can't beat these people. That's right. You can't beat the truth. And so you go ahead and try to turn the checkerboard over, turn the chessboard over, try to throw a fit, try to do what you're creeping around doing. We're the people that expose false flag. We're the people that have got your number. We're the people that know about provocateurs. We're the people that know about you staging events and pipe bomb attacks on your embassies and all the rest of the crud you do. We're the ones that got your number. We're the people that have exposed you as being the terrorist. So it's not going to work, you idiots. We understand the chink in your armor, your Achilles heel. We've been pointing out that you're behind the terror. You fools, you think it's going to work on us to claim that we're involved, that we're doing that we're involved in terrorism, that we're with Al-Qaeda? We didn't found Al-Qaeda like the U.S. government in 1979. We didn't fly the bin Ladens out to safety like Bush ordered it the day after 9/11. We didn't train them at military bases. You understand that? We didn't order the embassies to let them back in when they had terror designations and tell the embassy heads they were U.S. agents. We didn't write the White House memo talking about staging shoot-down of our aircraft to start war with Iraq. We didn't write the PNAC documents by Dick Cheney saying that the government needed terror attacks to get the people behind this. I mean, you're the arrogant idiots, like criminals always do, that wrote all the stuff you were going to do beforehand. The people now know Gulf of Tonkin was staged. It's declassified. They now know about Operation Northwoods. They now know about the overthrow of Mossadegh. It's come up in presidential debates. It's now out. People know about false flag now. They know about inside job. This isn't the 50s or the 60s or the 70s or the 80s where you can just run around killing us. Where you can run around bombing police stations like you did in the 60s and 70s. Where you can pull all the stuff you do and then blame it on groups you don't like. We're the people exposing that. And you idiots come back with the same attack pattern when we know what your key device is and have done everything we can to break it, everything we can to expose it. So they're flailing right now, ladies and gentlemen. They are absolutely flailing in every direction possible. They are drowning. And Aaron Dykes wrote an article for JonesReport.com, which is a good article, but it focuses in on O'Reilly's people trying to act like they're guerrilla journalists and going out with a handy cam and confronting, at a book signing, Rosie O'Donnell And you look at them, these